All right, and we just talked about him. Let's check in now with veteran Patriots catcher Jeff Pyatt on the call to the bullpen. All right, we are back and joined by Patriots catcher Jeff Pyatt, who has been gracious enough to schedule us in around nap time with his kids. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Chad. The kids are successfully down for nap time.
All right, we'll try not to jinx it and keep our interview to hushed tones so that you can enjoy a little bit of peace and quiet this afternoon.
I appreciate that, Chad.
So Jeff, let's get right into it. Today's outcome, had a chance to pick up 2 games in the standings, and unfortunately, neither game went as we wanted to. A 4-2 decision and a 7-4 result in Game 2. But what did you see today from the team and through the first 5 games of the season?
Yeah, Chad, obviously not the result that we're looking for. The silver lining to me is that I thought we played pretty well. Both games came down to maybe 1 or 2 hits that could have broke it the other way, just like some of the other games that we had earlier in the season. But look, the Squirrels are a good team, so they probably had more timely hits and 1 or 2 less timely errors. I thought the team played pretty well. I thought we had some good swings at the plate. We just couldn't do it with runners on base. It felt like that Sean, Luke, early on, Luke really crushed a couple of balls. Billy had a multi-hit day. So there's definitely some good at-bats. People were seeing the ball pretty well. I remember Christella had a couple of really hard-hit balls. But yeah, it's really having those at-bats with guys on base is gonna be really key.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about Game 2 because you had some time behind the plate there and saw Luke, as you mentioned, work out of a tough inning, but then really settle in and get us back into a position to potentially win that game. What did you see from behind the plate in Luke's outing today?
First and foremost, Luke is throwing hard. He was throwing really hard today. It was just a matter of controlling all of his pitches. When he is throwing hard, that's great. We just need to mix something else in. So didn't have full confidence in the sidearm fastball as much as he usually does. The hook was there sometimes, and not always. And then we didn't throw any changeups today. So it was just if we can get them to hit his best pitch was that overhand fastball, we were in pretty good shape. And then there was a couple of bats, especially in that bad inning, that there were good pitches thrown. I think it was one of the guys hit a sidearm fastball that was down around his ankles and crushed it. It's not a terrible pitch. It may have been a little inside, but it wasn't a bad pitch, and it just got hit hard. Other than that inning, I thought Luke threw really well.
Today's outing aside, what is it like catching a pitcher that on any given pitch can come at you with such distinct arm angles? How do you kind of prepare yourself for that and approach that pitch to pitch?
Yeah, I mean, he's got so many pitches, and I wouldn't want to face. I wouldn't want to face a guy who might be throwing sidearm one time and then throwing overhand the next. It's for me, it's just a matter of getting on the same page with him. Once we kind of identify the patterns he wants to throw in, it gets easier. But sometimes we're not on the same page, and we might have to go through some more signals than we want. But later in the last 2 innings, I thought we were on a pretty good rhythm.
Also, talk a little bit about, I don't know if it's a true platoon situation or exactly how you guys are dividing up the innings, but between yourself and Dave Tigner, that's got to be a nice little rotation to really help keep both of you fresh over the duration of a season. But what have you seen from Dave behind the plate, and just talk about your relationship and that dynamic between the two of you?
Yeah, well, the insight that was made earlier today is that Tigner or Keith has been a Patriot almost as long as Tigner has been alive. So it's quite nice to have that kind of youth within the Patriots organization. And look, the guy can play. He's got a good arm, and it's great to have another catcher on the team, especially as I get older. That's just great for Patriots baseball.
Let's switch things up and talk about the other side of the ball and your approach at the plate so far this season. Keith and I had a good discussion after the last game. A big timely, I think it was a 2-out RBI hit. Again today, I think it was in game 2, a 2-out RBI hit to keep a rally alive. What's been your approach? What's been working for you so far this season at the plate?
Well, I've been focused in. I felt like I got seen the ball really well today. That's always key.
That helps,
I seen the ball really well, and I was able to barrel up a few. A few were just ended up being long fly balls in a big ballpark at Robinson, but a few others dropped in.
All right, well, we've got our bye week coming up before we're back in action in a couple of weeks against the Orioles. Any plans for the time away, or what will you be up to before we're back on the field on the 11th?
Hopefully the kids just behave.
Small victories.
Small victories. Yeah, can't wait to get back. I mean, this is a good team. We have a good team. We've lost some close games. It's been a bummer, but I think the future is bright for this season.
Jeff, thanks so much for taking some time with us today on This Week in Patriots Baseball, a podcast, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks against the Orioles.
My pleasure, Chad. Try your best.
And that was Patriots catcher Jeff Pyatt. Patriots fans are eager to come back out and support the team in 2 weeks. And despite the early season scuffles, Patriots fans are like no other fans. They are out there in full voice, and can't thank them enough. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Keith, any final closing remarks?
Nope, just looking forward to getting back out there. Hopefully everyone gets rested up over this bye week, and we'll get back in the win column here in 2 weeks.
All right, that is the word from Patriots manager Keith Fisher. That's going to do it for us on this episode of This Week in Patriots Baseball, a podcast. I am your host, Chad Kurz. Thanks for joining us as always, and until next time, don't forget to try your best. So long, everybody.